Okay, so the impact of unsafe practices. So unlicensed teen drivers crashes car, kills 2 friends. Daughter steals from her family to pay for tuk. Fire from dropped cigarette burns farmlands. Teen attempts suicide after finding out she has AIDS. I knew I was a good person. I knew I wasn't a good person anymore when I threatened a grade 8 boy with a knife and stole his cell phone. Parents disown son after he joins street gang. Increase in teen pregnancies costs government millions for child support grants. Right, so sorry, unsafe practices and risky behavior can impact us and others. Can have physical impacts on our health, right? You ever seen drug addicts? They generally do not have the most healthiest looking skin or teeth. So, physically, it's going to have an effect on how you look, okay? So your eyebrows not going to be on fleek anymore. Looking at yourself in the mirror, don't be eyebrows on fleek and then you're lying to yourself because you have some physical impacts of substance abuse, okay? So yes, it does affect you physically. Then emotional impacts. So drugs do have also an effect on your emotional capacity, as well as why they have the recommended alcohol age and smoking age. So if it's like 18 years and up, is because it has effects on your body and your mind. It will impair growth. It will impair mental processing speeds. So it does have an effect on you, okay, as well as emotionally. If you dull your emotions constantly with, let's say, alcohol or drugs, when you have to live without alcohol and drugs and sort of deal with those emotions, you are going to have this flood of emotions that you're not used to and don't know how to deal with, making it very easy for you to reuse again. That is one of the most difficult things in recovery. It hinders a lot of recovery rates. Spiritual impacts affects our attitudes and values based on religious beliefs. Like I said, if your belief is not to have sex before marriage, it's going to impact your choices. Then social impacts, like I said, your relationships, your family. Economic impacts, when we spoke of finances. Political impacts, that is from the government and their decisions, can impact your lifestyle as well, such as lockdown, can impact our emotional state. Right. Or you could think of when they banned alcohol and cigarettes for addicts. It was a very trying time, and we had a lot of narratives coming from that of people that were dealing with withdrawal symptoms that became violent in households. So this has also some relevance, or a lot of relevance currently. Environmental impacts. So the environment around us also affects us, and we spoke of that. So basically, these are very important. These are the impacts holistically that are affected by risky behavior. Okay, so the individual responsibility for making sort of informed decisions, right? You sort of here, we make decisions and choices all the time. What to wear, what to watch on TV, what to do over the weekend. Some decisions have more serious consequences and implications than others. Deciding to have sex, so on and so forth, right? So responsibility for making your own decisions or choices, these decisions and choices we make depend on factors such as our life experiences, religion, culture, peers, role models, family, and the media. So again, I want to put the key word here, responsibility. You are responsible for your life and the choices you make. So you are in control, and you decide what to accept and not accept. As much as these things also play a factor, you yourself need to make the decisions to be a better person or stay the same. Making informed decisions, use the find decisions strategy to help you decide. So here's some solutions. Whether you figure out the problem, identify solutions, name the pros and cons of each choice, and then decide which is the best choice to act on. So here is a good example of a solution, which is the find decision-making strategy. Then, barriers to seeking advice and support. Now remember, we spoke of where you can get support from people around you, and sometimes there's barriers to that. So yeah, I need advice about contraceptives because I have sex with my boyfriend, but if people see me as at the clinic, they'll tell my parents. Ooh, it's a big one. Okay, you can go to a neighboring clinic, perhaps, find ways or solutions for that. Right? I'm going to take a few. Let's see, my friend tried to kill herself. There's no place in our community where she can get help, and her family does not have money to take her to treatment at the hospital or city. So with this, generally the school is a very good environment to get help psychologically with regards to this. So maybe speak to the LO teacher, speak to the school psychologist if your school has one. Let's pick the last one. I can't stop smoking dacha anytime. I don't need help because I don't have a problem. Denial is a serious problem why a lot of addicts don't get help. Right. And now in regards to dacha, I know there's a lot of controversial views about it not having enough evidence to say whether it's good or bad. Doesn't make it good, doesn't necessarily make it bad, but how does it affect your lifestyle? If it affects it badly, then I feel like you do have a problem. If it doesn't, it's still a drug. It's legal now, but it's still a drug. You decide whether you're willing to play Russian roulette with this and it doesn't become a gateway drug to others. Right. Then, people often do not seek advice and support when they lack acceptance and recognition that they have a problem. So obviously you need to say, I've got a problem first. They lack knowledge on how to maybe stop the problem. Fear, attitudes, and opinions of others. Now, if you're like always known as the cool guy and, I don't know, smoking at school, and now you decide you want to change, and then you're scared of your friend's reaction. So that can also impede you getting advice or changing because you're scared of being viewed differently in your group. Okay, then fear personal safety and safety of others. Okay, you fear the safety, your own safety and safety of others if, let's say, you speak out about it. Let's say you was sexually abused, I'm giving an example, and you speak out about it, you're scared of it impeding the safety of your mom or whoever's at home or your dad or whoever's there that might be impacted by the perpetrator if they're still at home. Just, this could also be a reason why sometimes you fear the personal safety of others, that if you do speak up or if you do make change that helps you, it could impede others. Lack resources to socioeconomic reasons such as finances we spoke of. Believe that adults do not understand their problems. Now this is a very big one. We generally would say, no, parents don't get it or teachers don't get it, right? We're just unnecessary. We are not. We are people. And I guarantee you we've dealt with our own level of stress in our lives, our own level of problems might not be the same as yours, might not be to the extent of yours, but we found our own problem solving solutions. And maybe if we don't maybe understand the problem, but we have some guidance and advice that could help you, look at it from that perspective. Instead of she will never understand, try and look at it as, let me find out how she copes with stress. And maybe I can learn a thing or two and adapt it or readapt it to my lifestyle and what I need. Okay. Overcoming barriers to seeking advice, support, and assistance. Seeking help isn't a sign of weakness. Now, you find generally a lot of our society traditionally, you find we still live under the patriarchal influence where men generally don't speak out about what happens and they see it as a sign of weakness. And that is also an issue, and it creates silence, and a lot of their issues go unnoticed because they don't want to speak out because they don't want to seem as weak as a man. And that is such a fickle belief. I feel like we should stop seeing gender roles as a form of comparison, but more so on a spectrum, that as people we feel these things, as people we go through these things. Whether you're a man or a girl, you will feel emotions and you need to deal with them. So if we stop looking at it as a point of comparison and more spectrum, I feel like we can move forward as a species. Okay, it's my opinion. Anyway, so listen when someone tells you they have a problem. They might be right. Ask a close friend to tell your family if you're too scared. Think carefully about how your actions affect your life and the lives of family and friends. Phone a helpline. Find out if there's support group in your area. So this is just ways that you can overcome your barrier to seeking advice. Sometimes it can be done anonymously. You can post a question anonymously online and get some help. It's an example. So here's some guidelines for healthy eating. I'm also going to learn a thing or two along with you. These guidelines were adopted in South Africa in 1998 for persons over the age of 5 years. Okay. Enjoy a variety of foods. This will be able to obtain during a range of essentials, nutrients, which include carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, and minerals. Okay, so have a variety in your food groups. So don't be like me that ate rice and vleis every day, rice and meat. Make starchy foods the basis of all meals, as they are a major source of energy. Okay, so have a starch base, but don't have only starch. Eat plenty of, and just to let you know, in case you didn't know, bananas are starch. I did not know that. I thought it's a fruit, it's healthy, it's a starch, girls, it's a starch. Just letting y'all know in case you eat bananas and thinking, yes, summer body, I come. No, it's a starch. Don't be fooled. I was fooled. Okay. Anyway, so moving on. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables every day. These are low in kilojoules, but a good source of fiber and packed with vitamins and minerals. Yeah, we all grew up with this, with the fruits. My mother would always tell me when I say, Mom, I'm hungry. She's like, no, go eat fruit. There's fruit. So, eat fruit. It helped me. I didn't die. You're not going to die if you eat fruit. Eat legumes such as beans and lentils regularly. These are nutritious and cheap alternatives to meat. Yeah, they got protein in. Yeah, I know this one. The beans have protein in. It's a not cheap alternative to meat. Okay. Food from animals can be eaten every day. Many sources of animal proteins are in fat. So depending on if you're vegan, obviously you would adapt to not use this one. But for those that aren't, you can have animal foods every day. Remember to cook in a manner that helps reduce fat content. So don't chuck oil and butter. Just try and cook healthier. Maybe olive oil, coconut oil, spray and cook. Yeah, there's healthier ways to then just chuck oil, lots and lots of oil. It's digestion problems. No, guys, just rather use healthier things when cooking. Use fats sparingly. This helps with weight control and to reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. This is true. My one friend has a heart problem now. Other one has cholesterol. Yeah, I know, I got problem friends. Anyway, so yeah, because they didn't listen and they ate fatty foods. Serious, it's a thing, Please, you need to watch your health with this. Don't be young and damaged, so to say. You've still got a long life to live, and now you have high blood on top of it, cholesterol. Some of these things, though, don't get me wrong, it's hereditary, but can be avoided with a healthy lifestyle. Anyway, drink plenty of clean, safe water. This helps digestion, eliminate waste products, right? And for those with acne problems, drinking water is a good way to flush your system. You should drink a lot of water. I think it's 7 glasses of water a day. 7 glasses of water a day. If you find it tedious to look at all those glasses, right, it's about try like a 1 liter bottle, fill that with water and drink that, right? Generally, not just before you sleep, but before you sleep that night, drink water. Don't drink just before you sleep, because you might wake up and need to go to the toilet early in the morning and rob yourself of some precious hours of sleep. It happens. Anyway, drink it earlier on in the day. So water, very, very important with this one. Okay, it's a good detoxer as well. Right. So yeah, that concludes these segments of videos, and this is just to give you some extra information. I wish you all the best with your project. I look forward to seeing the responses that you give and how you would tackle this issue of risky behavior.